I think I'm going to kick us off, if that's okay, with a couple of announcements. Just before we introduce everyone. So Nintendo has come out recently, and they've made a couple of announcements. It's been a while since we recorded, so this is actually a while ago now. Does anyone have the Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pack?
I do not.
Moogle?
Nope.
Okay, that's fine. So nobody can say it. Nintendo have advised that you need to buy an M Pass to say the name of their mascot, the plumber, now, unless you have the Nintendo Switch Online Plus expansion pass. Does anyone own an M Pass here?
Oh, no, I don't.
I'm going to assume that I do because I have a Switch too, so I'm going to do it regardless.
No, you need to own the M Pass. It's not enough to own a Switch 2.
I'm going to do it right now.
You can't say his name. No, we will get sued. You cannot say
Red Green Martin.
You can say that.
You can't say it with a hard R, so it's Mayo.
You can say Mayo.
Mayo.
But
the Mayo Clinic.
The other thing, just to be aware of, is since the shooting in December last year, they've changed.
What fucking shooting? We've had so many.
They've changed his brother's name. He's called Bertolli now, okay?
But can we say that, or do we need a B pass?
The green, you can say Bertolli.
Okay.
You can't say his old name. The green guy, he's Bertolli now.
And he always was.
He always was. They're going to erase the L word from the history books, okay?
Why couldn't they have called them linguini?
Well, that's a pasta. With that out of the way, I don't want to hear anyone using the M word unless you can prove to me that you own an M Pass, okay? I don't want to see it in the comments. I don't want to hear it, okay?
I will keep the spirit of freedom alive. I will say it regardless.
No, you will not. I will bleep.
You can bleep me.
Bleep. We're not getting sued by Big N, okay?
The Big N.
Are we not allowed to say their name as well? Can I call him the Portly Plumber?
You can call him the Portly Plumber. That's fine. So, without further ado, with that out of the way, we're going to start the latest episode of the lunchtime.org.uk podcast. Starting from the top, please welcome Animitch.
Guys, what's up? Animitch here.
Catsminch.
Catsminch I am. Oh.
Minchel Pies.
No!
No!
Bleep it.
I bleep. ZootSuitBrute.
I'm fucking awful at this. I
am. And I'm Minch Specs. Welcome to the Minch cast.
Do you just want to rip the band-aid and just tell everyone why the fuck we've spent a minute doing Yoda impressions?
I think I'd like Mitch to tell it.
Well, you see, 6 months ago, we all met up and we played a rousing game of X-Wings miniatures games. And while we were playing, I asked the question to Specs and Catsman, do you know what Yoda's legal first name is? And the answer is his name is Minch. Minch Yoda.
He's not the only Minch in Star Wars, though. There's another...
Sure, okay. Well, I'm sure Luke's not the only Luke in Star Wars.
Yeah, but it's like all of his immediate family. His dad is named Minch Kermit, his wife is named Minch Yaddle, and his son is named Minch Yoda, but that's spelled Yoder.
It's like Core or fucking... What's the other popular one? That just denotes male or female, maybe. But it's all Minch.
There's a character in like the expanded universe, like comics, who is just called Minch as well. He's not got a last name, I don't think. And he's not Yoda, but he is Minch.
Also, you know what Count Dooku's first name is? Anyone paying attention 6 months ago?
Oh, fuck, it's
No,
really funny. I
you
can't
said
remember
it, then
what it is,
no.
though.
His name is Alucard Dooku.
Yes.
No, is it really?
Yes.
Well, it is according to the Star Wars Universe Wiki.
Well, I trust that
Which, as
with my life.
As far as I can tell, the Star Wars Universe Wiki exists solely to spread misinformation about Star Wars, and whoever runs it has realized that if they make a fandom wiki, it will sometimes outrank the real wiki on Google results, even though it's full of absolute shit.
It's very funny, and some of it is written in a way that is just like Wikipedia, so like it's believable.
It's written like a manifesto, you mean? Like Wikipedia.
Some of them are obviously wrong, and I don't like those pages. But some of them are very good. That you'll just read it and be like, yeah, I believe that happened in the Star Wars expanded universe. It's been very fun Minch posting for this time, though. Especially the idea that, like, I think that the big thing was we found out that Yoda's species is called Yoda's species. In universe,
Yeah, that's not even misinformation.
it's just called Yoda's species. And like, so everyone who is a Yoda's species, when they get asked like what's your race, what race you are, they will say,
If you want to be racist to the Yoda species, you have to speak in weird phonics or whatever.
they will say, I'm Yoda's species, and they're like, oh, I know Yoda, yeah, that makes sense, you do look like him. All you Yoda's species look like Yoda. Look like Yoda, we do.
On this wiki, aside from Yoda himself, there's a page for Yondel. Smoke ass, eat grass you must. That's the last words of the legendary Jedi Master Yondel.
Is Yondel the one whose picture is just the Lego Star Wars Yoda?
Yes.
Yes. So according to this, in the year 426, he was captured for tax evasion in Hoboken, New Jersey by Republic Special Forces when they raided a previously abandoned crack house. After voraciously having coitus with his prison Minch, he overdosed on ketamine. However, his prison Minch ended up pregnant and gave birth to famed Jedi Master Kermit.
Wonderful.
By the way, you're saying Yoda species is lame and there's just a character called Yoda. Might I remind you that one of the founders of CEX is called Hugh Man. So it could happen.
Yeah, it's definitely fake, you're right. Well, the Star Wars Universe Wiki says that Yoda's species is Groglin, which is completely made up, but, you know, if you just saw the top of the page, I think that you might also tell people that he was a Groglin, and then someone would be like, no, he's Yoda's species, and everyone in the room would be
That's
like,
dumb,
that's
yeah.
fucking stupid.
Yeah. I want to read one that I've just been flipping through pages, and it's just like the fact that this is basically a parody of Wikipedia, and it's so accurate. Gip Bipple was a glup pod racer who won many first places and was happily married to Nip Carlia named Bungalow Ripple.
It's just
Fucking hell.
nonsense. It's just nonsense words.
Not much is known about his early life, but we do know he was born between 18 before the Battle of Yavin and 16 before the Battle of Yavin on the water moon of Alderaan called Gloop.
That could easily be real.
He started his pod racing career on his home planet of Gloop in 11 before the Battle of Yavin. God, I can't say that.
Isn't there an acronym for it?
BBY,
yeah.
But that sounds like some sort of porn thing, and we can't talk about that. Otherwise, you'll have to give your passport to the government to listen to our podcast.
Big bursting Yoda.
He won his first place race in the Ewok charity race on Coruscant. Like, this is written like it could be real. It's nonsense, but it sounds like Star Wars nonsense.
Yes. There is a dedicated page for Glup Shido, and it's just a photo of Neelix from Voyager.
Yeah, I saw that. That's funny. One of the things about this wiki is that some people take it really seriously and just change like tiny details to make it wrong. But then also the page for Yondel is mostly comprised of a huge table entitled Sex Life that just lists every Star Wars character, how many times they've had sex, and what positions they were used. For example, according to this, Yondel had sex with Shmira Gemane. Number of times bedded, unknown, likely greater than 100. Average satisfaction, 10 out of 10. Positions, droid style, jizz style, and reverse missionary.
Also listed among those bedded is your mom.
Yeah, obviously. And Minch Kermit. And Barack Obama. They use the position, the Wyoming Hustle.
That's my favorite.
Also, the X-Wing miniatures game, after literally 10 years of hearing Animitch talk about it, turns out it's really fun.
Yeah.
Which is a great thing to hear about a miniatures game that they don't make anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't make it anymore, so...
They don't even make the second edition anymore, do they?
No, it's completely out of print, so all this stuff is going to be really expensive. Shout out to the game shop from Coventry, where I picked up the majority of my collection for like £70 off Facebook Marketplace. You guys are real.
Coventry you must go to.
No, Yoda, I don't want to go
Must
there.
travel.
Miniature X-Wing you will find.
Travel far.
Force you must use. Raise X-Wing you must. Gloop it will come out of.
Gloop, that's the stuff that Yoda's green head is full of.
Every Jedi is full of midichlorian sludge.
Bet Yoda tastes like a wilted lettuce.
He's like a frog thing, so
He's not a frog, he's Yoda's species.
They were hunted to He's like a little amphibian guy.
Were they hunted to extinction because they were delicious?
By the French.
Delicious, seared in garlic butter, as with everything.
The French are my least favourite fictional race from Star Wars.
Do we want to talk about Eat Girl next?
Eat Girl.
I sure hope she does.
I sure hope I can. Eat Girl is a Pac-Man-like game, or what we used to call maze games or maze chase games. Right, you with me so far?
Yeah. We
used to call maze games, maze chase games, Pac-likes because it was thought that they were the favourite genre of Tupac Shakur. But in a 1986 interview, Biggie Smalls told the press that when they used to go to the arcades together, Biggie would always hog the Pac-Man cabinet and Tupac would be much more commonly playing Galaxian. Subsequently, the name of the genre was changed to Smalls-like games, but after the name change in the early 1990s due to a legal dispute, the genre became Notorious B.I.G.-likes, or more commonly shortened to Big Games. This was fine until the early 2000s when EA Sports Big developed a number of alternative sports titles, which then became the more prominent Big Games genre. Looking for other celebrities to give a name to the genre, fans felt that the odd scatting produced by Jonathan Davis in songs by the band Korn bore a striking resemblance to Pac-Man's Waka Waka noises in the original arcade games, so the genre became known as Korn games. The meaning was lost over time, and as it spread to other parts of the world, the genre name transitioned to a less Americanized standard and became known as maze games.
How long have you had that in your pocket?
I know you're editing this, but can you cut that out?
Yeah, just cut that out.
I wrote that on the 29th of June.
Christ.
Leave it in then. But that reminds me, because Tupac wrote Galaxia Gospel, I remember. He did that song.
What do we think of Eat Girl?
I love Eat Girl, but everyone else here had a sort of muted, it's alright reaction to it.
I did have it, it's alright.
Yeah.
I will go to bat for this game. Eat Girl is a sort of, I guess I would describe it as like a Lynchian Pac-Man game. But not only does it have like all this weird, cool ambient music and slightly disturbing, sort of unsettling visuals and sound effects, I also think it's a good Pac-Man game. I think the ideas it has for like building all these different enemies and different objects and then mixing them all into the levels and layouts makes it very fun and very varied. And I really like the core movement system of the game is basically if you take a turn perfectly, you speed up.
You keep your momentum, yeah. It's all about building momentums so you can build up a power.
Yeah, and there are objects in the game that you have to break through that you need a certain amount of momentum to get through. I will agree with Specs' assessment, and maybe you can talk about this, that this gets frustrating in the post-game. But you don't have to do the post-game.
I mean, it's a short game, so if you're not doing the post-game, you're playing this for like an hour maybe, and the post-game adds maybe half an hour to it. I think it's cool that this is like a puzzle-ish game in a way. Like there's a few hidden areas in the post game that you kind of need to puzzle your way to. It's not exactly a puzzle, like you need to learn to conserve speed so that you can break through certain blocks and carry like a power up that you can get in the overworld into other levels. But it's nice that like yes, it takes Pac-Man to sort of a natural conclusion by building some puzzles and some different enemy types and movements around things. The thing that I guess annoyed by. I think it's funny. After the fact, it is funny, but there is a level where you need to conserve a power-up, which if you touch a wall, you lose, through a sequence of frame-perfect inputs, as you basically get Pac-Man to walk up a set of stairs, which are like one tile thick each. So you are like turning ever so slightly and then braking, because you've got like a stop button. So you go a little way and you stop, and then you turn 90 degrees and you stop, and then you turn 90 degrees and you stop, and you have to do this like 40 times to get to the end of a level, and it's a ridiculous challenge. It's not actually that bad. It's not really frame perfect, but it feels it when you first do it, and you have to do it very slowly and meticulously, and it's just kind of frustrating. It's a kind of Jonathan Blow moment for this game.
That's not the solution to that area, by the way. It's meant so that you can't transfer your momentum over into the next stage. When you go into the next level, you can actually build up enough momentum that the section is just long enough in that stage that you can build your momentum up and get it in the level. You don't have to conserve it via the staircase.
I think you need to have a power-up on you that you can only get in the overworld, don't you?
I did it. I did it without needing to conserve my momentum in the stairs.
Is that Specs played the game wrong and then got really frustrated.
You've done wrong.
He never does normally.
It only took me like 2 tries though, and I got it. It was just stupid. I was like, this is a stupid solution to this problem. And I guess I was wrong, but it's doable.
I also did what Specs did, but then I went and did it the normal way, and I went, oh, I didn't have to do that. It's classic case of just overcomplicating really simple thing.
I like that the game has a hub world. I think more games should have hub worlds. I love the hub world. I like it when
wandering about, not knowing where the level is, and needing to conserve my momentum.
No, I like it. It's like, hey, you've been playing this tricky level, and now it's time to chill out for a few minutes while you find the next one. Have fun. See ya.
I think it's fine. I think if you like a maze chase game, if you're a big fan of what's that game called, Hungry Otto?
No, Hungry Horace.
Hungry Horace. It's Crazy Otto or Hungry Horace. If you like those games, you'll love Eat Girl.
I realize I'm becoming a connoisseur of maze chase games, which is good because no one else is going to take up that mantle.
Where does this rank in your maze chase hierarchy?
My favorite will probably always be Miss Pac-Man, but this is pretty high up the list.
I don't know. I feel like we put too many subversive games on the wheel and what we play, because like I'm getting sick of these bullshit games like Eat Girl, where it's like,
is this a subversive game?
Yeah, it fucking is. Because like you enter a level and it's called Who's Behind You or some bullshit like that, and it's like, oh my god, it's Pac-Man, but it's like a horror game. It's like, oh, and then like the thing called, what's the guy that chases you? He's called like,
I can't remember. He has a really mundane name.
Yeah, it's like, watch out for Greg or whatever it's called.
Greg.
It is Greg, yeah.
Greg.
And
Is
he's
it
the
Greg?
teeth. He's the teeth that just flies around and
Yeah,
makes
it's
horrible
Greg,
chomping
like,
noises.
Oh, if you go into the ARG that the game's based on, you find out that the Greg is like the abusive father of the fictional game creator or some bullshit like that. It's like, get over it.
I'd just like to point out that this game doesn't have an ARG, and it's not. I wouldn't say it's really based around that. I'd say the game is more ambiently unsettling than it is trying to be like a horror game, or than it is like trying to be a creepy adult version of Pac-Man. I would say it's going for a more Lynchian aesthetic.
I really like when you can hear the teeth of Greg approaching, actually. I think that's fun.
What's your favorite tooth crunching noise in video games? Mine is that enemy from Donkey Kong Country.
I was about to
Oh
say.
yeah,
Chomp,
Claptrap.
chomp.
Yeah.
Mitch, have you got the wheel prepared for next time?
What are you hoping for then?
I'm hoping we don't roll rate play.
I don't hope that we roll rate play.
I hope we roll rate play. Even though rate play is a very subversive porn game.
I don't think we are philosophically prepared for a discussion on rate play.
It's most likely going to be rate play because it's got the most entries on the wheel.
That's because someone snuck on and added it 1,000 times.
No, the audience added it and they all voted for it. So, rate play. Illbleed! Hell yeah, dude!
Oh,
Illbleed.
fuck's
Illbleed.
sake, not Illbleed.
Hell yeah, dude! Fucking
wrong with
love
Illbleed?
me
It's
some
so
Illbleed.
hard. I'm not going to
Let me get
finish
that
Illbleed.
trailer for
I've been
Illbleed.
looking forward to playing this
No,
game.
I will
I've heard
enjoy.
really
I
good
will
things.
enjoy this for like an hour, and then I will be angry.
We can play it next week.
Oh yeah, we can. Oh yeah,
Oh,
let's play it
yeah.
at Moogle's. Let's
Yeah,
do
we
like
can just
a
sit around the couch.
Moogle, you need to get a Dreamcast emulator set up.
Or I could just get a Dreamcast, which I have.
All right. Well, we're playing Illbleed before next podcast, so you've got 6 months to play Illbleed if you want to play along with us.
Do you want to? Sorry, I've just read my conundrum for this week.
We haven't done a conundrum in 4 years, Catsman.
It's time for the return of Catsman's conundrum. Would you rather eat an egg with an egg inside of it, or with an orange inside of it?
Egg.
What? Is the egg already shelled inside the egg?
No, it's another egg, shell and all.
Ooh.
Like where the
you have
yolk
to eat
would
the
be,
shell.
there's just
Oh.
another egg.
And there's
no.
an orange.
Orange then.
Do I get to prepare the egg? Do I get to choose how it's prepared?
I guess so, yeah.
Does the orange include the peel?
I mean, there's peel either way. There's skin on an egg, there's skin on an orange.
Yeah, I think it would be less unpleasant to eat orange skin than eggshell.
Yeah,
Yeah, I could probably eat around that and chew it out.
yeah.
And spit it out.
I'd go for the orange.
I like the skin on an orange, actually. I eat the skin
What
on
do you
an
mean
orange.
you like the
I
skin
eat,
on
He
an
eats
I
orange?
all the
I
rind.
eat the whole orange.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You're supposed to. I mean, you can zest an orange. You can get the flavor out of the skin without eating the sort of like fibrous part that no one likes.
I like that part.
You know, monkeys and other mammals, they remove the rind from the fruit. Like, even they don't eat
They're
it.
wrong to do that.
No, they're not.
They've done wrong.
Specs
They're,
telling
the animals
monkeys
have
they're
figured
wrong.
out.
It tastes good.
No.
It has no nutritional value and tastes like shit.
An orange is 1, too watery, and 2, too sweet. So what you do is you take the edge off the water and off the sweetness by eating the rind. It makes it a little bit bitter.
I don't like my fruits to be juicy and sweet. I'd rather eat the dry, flavorless part.
You should always keep the wet in, you know? You have to keep the wet and leave it wet. Otherwise, it's just smack bomb pea, and who wants smack bomb pea? You know?
Specs has, like, potpourri as, like, a little snack for movie night.
Do monkeys eat kiwi skins, or do they?
Well, I don't think there are any primates that are native to areas that have kiwis.
Yeah, but you can give a primate a kiwi.
They wouldn't know what it is. They'd be astonished.
They're not programmed to eat it.
People have told me to eat kiwi skins, or they've told me to buy that kind of kiwi that doesn't have the fuzz on the skin.
The skin is the best part of the kiwi. It's got the most flavour.
Wrong.
Okay, so what we're learning is that you wouldn't care if it was just eggshell all the way down. You just eat the fucking egg with the skin on, would you?
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
do you eat the... You know, eggshells filled with calcium and stuff. So
I temper the egginess of the egg by crunching on the shell like it's a broken up packet of crisps.
like a Smartie.
Here's a question for all of you then. Let's say it's Easter, okay?
I'm not the crazy person.
Let's say
Let
it's
me
Easter.
give you a hypothetical.
We're close to the death of our Lord and Saviour Jesus Christ. Yeah? Okay? And you know what they're selling? They're selling a cream egg. Okay? Do you just throw away the chocolate and eat the goop from inside, or do you eat the whole fucking egg?
Because they're wrapped in tinfoil! That's the outer
No.
casing of a cream egg!
I remove the tin foil
Yes.
as I remove the eggshell.
When I was a kid, I did used to eat the tin foil, but now I can't because I have fillings and it makes little static shocks.
Do you remember when you convinced Mitch to eat that tinfoil?
He didn't convince me.
Yeah, number one, he wanted to. Number two, it wasn't tin foil. Number three, you can't do that anymore. They got rid of those edible quality street
I don't
wrappers.
think they ever had them. You just
They got
said
rid of
that
them.
the guy invented a type of digestible, but they never implemented it because it'd be too.
No, he gave us quality streets in his lecture and said, that wrapper, that's my biodegradable wrapper I designed.
Biodegradable does not mean edible, Catsman. I think this is the fundamental flaw in your theory.
I'm not re-legislating this because we already had the discussion, and then I ate the quality street wrapper, and by that metric, it is edible.
I also
as
ate one.
Aristotle would agree with me on that. If you eat the rind of an orange but not the quality street wrapper, I think that's a sign that your thought processes aren't self-consistent.
Hypocrite.
Just a hypocrite.
Hypocrite.
When we are buried in a mass GLA grave, they're going to dissect us someday in the future, and they're going to find each one of us has a quality street wrapper inside our stomach, and they'll be like, "What was going on here? Was this some weird cult?"
Yeah.
All of these idiots died from eating wrappers.
Yeah, when the ATF raids our compound, they're gonna dissect us to try and figure out what went wrong, and they're gonna find all those wrappers, those tinfoil wrappers.
I'm gonna find fucking micro fragments of eggshell in Specs' brain.
I'm just so lazy. I just don't want to peel anything. I just fucking eat it all.
They used to call 50 Cent the tinfoil wrapper. You know that?
Why did they call him that?
Shorty says she feeling my bum, feeling my cum. I look, and we can go upside the head with a bottle of cum. They know where we fucking be.
Can we talk about our favorite games of the last year?
No,
Oh
it's
my
too late.
God.
It's too late. It's October,
Might as
Cats.
well-
I can't remember
Might
what
as
came
well
out
say the
last
games
year.
from this year.
No. From last year. Cast your mind back to the far off land of 2024.
Can I just say UFO 50 and be done with it?
Accepting UFO 50, because obviously we're going to talk about that separately, but yes.
On a podcast that will never come out
It will come out.
in 2029.
Are we talking about games that came out last year or games that we played last year that we enjoyed? I guess that's the question.
Played last year that we enjoyed.
Last year, other than UFO 50, which I played a lot of, obviously, I played Final Fantasy Rebirth with Moogle. And that was fun. It was big. It was possibly the first actual quad A title, I think. There's so much stuff
You can't
in it.
say that.
I can. I've just said it. And I think it was good. I think maybe it was bloated, but it was good and we had fun. Moogle, you want to say anything more on it?
Yeah, I think I'm inclined to agree. There's just a level of like production quality, but also like attention to detail that pushes it above other things that that came out and that have come out previously. Like it's bloated to the point where they can't do it again, and I worry that it will actually just beg a Square Enix to try and do the third game. It was fun, like passing the controller and just like doing it in stages with each other. That was highly entertaining.
We booked a weekend off together, like a long weekend off together, thinking like, oh, we'll finish this in a weekend. We did not finish it in the weekend.
We sure didn't.
And I think that the craziest thing to me was there's like more than 20 quite well fleshed out mini games across the game. It has a better Chocobo racing mini game than the new Chocobo racing game that just came out that Square Enix released in the same year. Like, it's more fun, it's more interesting, it plays better, and that's crazy. I think that they made a fully fledged like racing game just as a mini game in this that plays better than other kart races that they've made recently as well.
There's a collectible card game which is really involved and pretty good. Like, and they mix it up to create bespoke like puzzles, if you like, to solve. So like it's like a turn-based puzzle game as well. There's like 3 flavors of Auto Battler in it, like each with their own separate mechanics and like ways of thinking about how to do things. One of them has like programmable like units that you have to kind of do in advance. It is genuinely a really bizarre video game. And that's not taking into account like any of the the stuff that you might talk about, like story and the voice acting and the music. The soundtrack's fucking incredible. You should listen to it no matter what genre of music you're into. It has everything from like electronica, gachimuchi. It's got so much in it, like all the way down to classical and stuff as well. I can highly recommend it. If you feel like playing something that's supposed to be like a AAA game, but without any of the stuff that you might expect from certainly like a Western AAA game at the moment. Like I really enjoyed it alongside Specs, so like I would recommend it.
I haven't played it, but I tuned into your streams, and it does look like a genuine like love letter to Final Fantasy VII, and it also looks just completely bloated and just overburdened with every possible thing they could think of, just jammed into it.
In fairness, if they're gonna go down the route of Final Fantasy XIV is their cash cow, it's their goose laying golden eggs, and all that they do with it is they try and make yet another fucking like mobile games as a service here to try and replicate it. I'd rather they spend the money on something like Rebirth.
Right. This is a passion project that's being funded by other junk that they make.
I mean, it's not funded by junk, because Final Fantasy XIV, if you like MMOs, I'm told Final Fantasy XIV's really fucking great, but all that they're doing with the money from it is they're investing into like 50 different games as a service to try and recoup the money back and make lots more. But this is the thing that they're doing in the background, which actually has some love poured into it by the look of it. So props to them for doing that. Yeah, Specs and I played through it. We had like 4 days and we played like 12 hours a day on each day. Like, we weren't fucking about, and we still didn't manage to fucking finish it. Absolutely fucking insane. And I hope they actually get around to making the 3rd game, because I want them to finish it. Go listen to that soundtrack. It's fucking incredible.
Other games I played Balatro, and I like Balatro. I think it's fun. But
nice game.
I played enough of it that I was like, I like this, but I want this, but with a story. And so I played Inscription and got really deeply into Inscription for a while, which I think has an excellent first chapter, a kind of middle chapter, and then a good final chapter, and then kind of falls apart into a weird ARG that like kind of doesn't work well unless you were playing the game at the time and involved in the community. And it annoys me when you've got to look up the story of a game based on an ARG that you couldn't have possibly taken part in because you played the game 10 years after it came out or whatever. But mostly I liked Inscription, and I think it was a fun deck buildery card gamey thing with a fun set of rules, and yeah, it was nice.
As someone who really did not like the first wave of tedious, boring roguelikes, I am really enjoying this second wave of roguelikes where people have like dedicated space in the gameplay to the things about the genre that are actually fun, which I think is what Balatro is. And also, I have to give a shout out to Nubby's Number Factory, a game that I haven't made up and which is real.
Did that come out 2024?
I think so, yeah.
I keep meaning to look into Nubby's Number Factory because I've heard it's like Balatro, but it's also like pachinko, right? Is that right?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
I mean, it's just that. It also looks like a Windows 3.1 game, and there's a guy in it named Gobloni.
March 7th, 2025, you hack fraud.
Wow. Unbelievable. That game doesn't exist yet. This is January 2025. That game's not out yet.
Anyone play Helldivers 2? Or just me here? I did play Helldivers 2. And that game did fucking numbers. So
my Helldivers friends did play it for a couple months and had fun with it, and then kind of dropped off of it, which is fine.
I also did the same.
I'm not suggesting that they should play it forever. I'm sure they'll go back to it at some point.
It does feel like the kind of game where you can just go back at any point that you like and just like dip back into it. I haven't chosen to do that yet, but I did enjoy several months of dipping in and out of it. It's an incredibly fun little co-op shooter, third-person shooter, with some fun little gimmicks and a very entertaining like political tone to it. It's basically Starship Troopers, the video game, and if you like Starship Troopers, if you like the political tone and you like the idea of mindlessly joining the army because you've been told to by your political overlords and going out and shooting aliens in the face, you should go and play it because it's pretty fun.
I'm glad it's doing well, because I really liked Helldivers 1, and it seems like they've captured that perfectly, but I'm not sacrificing my time and energy to the live service grindstone.
I had no idea who made it until someone told me it was the Magicka devs, and then everything fit into place because it makes perfect sense that the people that made Magicka would make this.
Yes, and Helldivers 1 is like halfway between this game and Magicka, effectively. They've been evolving their game design ideas for some time now.
But it's got all of the same kind of deals where it's you've got 4 people running around, and while technically you're on the same team, it is tragically easy to just mindlessly kill your friends. Completely by accident, or intentionally for that matter.
And you're constantly dialing the hotline to get, like, new guys in or weapons in, which is the Magicka system.
It's got that very Battlefield style thing where, oh god, I'm the last member of the squad, if I die, it's over. I've got to get to somewhere safe to call everyone else in a safe place so that we can continue. It's got that kind of feel to it too, so like there's always a little bit of tension behind it. And as you rank up the difficulty, it gets really fucking silly. So you actually have to get organized at that point. That's, I think, is where the game maybe falls apart a little. Like the upper levels of difficulty where it becomes a more serious game. But at the kind of like middle to middle high levels, it's a fun little chaos simulator, which I think is really fun.
Is it worth playing now that most of the story content has probably already happened? Because like I heard you telling stories about the evolving story of it as like the community did more things, it would unlock more stuff, and that sounded really fun, and I just think you'd miss out on that having not got in like when the game was new.
The player count's down, but that stuff is still going on. Like they haven't stopped adding things to it. Like the first like 3 or 4 months, I think they were like going really hard into it. They've since added like another faction for you to kill, so like there's a whole other set of enemies and like places to go and things to do. I haven't touched the game since they put that in. Like I haven't even seen that. But like they're still doing it in the background. There isn't any real story. It's probably worth noting. There are things that happen, and they kind of react to how the player base like goes to different planets and does different objectives to figure out what to do next. From what I was told, they actually like have in the background like a DM, if you like a someone who's managing the overarching things that are going on and doing writing for it, if you like, to say which aliens are going to come up next, which ones are going to be the threat, where is it going to be. So it is still going on in the background. But like I'm happy that they're successful. Minus some of the, like, I would say, missteps that they did with releasing the game and how they fucked people over buying it on PC. But that's a separate thing. Like, I'm not going to criticize the gameplay itself for that.
Yeah, that was forced upon the devs by Sony.
Yep, Sony being shit, big company being shit as per usual.
I'd like to take a moment to glaze Animal Well from last year. Loved Animal Well. Loved the fucking just incredibly thick atmosphere. All of the weird little horror elements, all of the lovely, nice, soothing bits of it. There's so many memorable moments in that game. And also, I just think that as a Metroidvania, great world and power design. The world is kind of a hub and spoke design, but they're all like interconnected as well in a really organic way. There's no lock and keys. All of the items have multiple uses for both platforming and puzzle solving. And then in the second half, all of the like second half areas don't use new items. They use synergies between existing items, which is really clever. And it keeps the game very, very open for a long time. You're like very rarely stuck and you rarely don't know what to do. And there's lots of like mechanisms in the game as well. Like I throw a frisbee and it bounces between two platforms and hits a lever that turns on another thing. Like there's loads of stuff like that, which is the kind of shit that I absolutely love. Enjoyed Animal Well very much. When the game was announced, the prominent game YouTuber Video Game Donkey was like, here's how I'm going to run my game publishing company. Number one, I'm only going to publish good games. I think that's where most publishers go wrong. And at the time, I was like, that's the dumbest thing that I've ever heard anyone say. But he did kind of keep to that, I guess. So, you know.
How many games has his studio published
2
so far then?
I think it's 2. There's one called Star of Providence as well, or something. Star of Providence?
Yeah, it's Eye of Providence. Yeah, I hear it's okay. I haven't played it.
Okay.
I played Animal Well and I didn't like it. So I'm in the boat of like, well...
You're the Metroidvania man. What didn't you like
I bounced right
it?
off it. It's not less that I dislike it and more that I played it for like 3 hours, I think, and I was feeling absolutely nothing.
Wow.
The atmosphere is pretty good for what it's trying to do. Like I was like the platforming's fine. The puzzling was okay. I wasn't feeling anything like positive or negative about it. It just kind of existed and I'm like, okay, I think I'm done. And I was done at that point. I did not get too far into it.
Surprises me.
I think if I have to like look deep inside myself, I probably like a Metroidvania with combat. It doesn't have that at the end of the day, and like I'm not going to say that that's the entire reason because like I've played other games like Metroidvanias without combat before, like had perfectly good times with them, but this one like I bounced off it.
I think I prefer my Metroidvanias to be weighted towards like traversal and puzzle solving and like figuring out ways to places. And platforming, obviously.
His other game it's not his game. The other game that Donkey has published is overwhelmingly positive on Steam, and recent reviews are very positive, so he only releases good games.
Maybe it is actually that simple.
You've never wanted a man to not succeed so hard.
I just don't think he's very smart, but maybe genuinely, if like, I don't know, Microsoft sat down and they were like, from now on, we're only going to make good games. They could actually just will that into happening.
But they won't. I think you wouldn't like Eye of Providence, I think, Cats, because I think it is a roguelite. It's a shmup. I guess like there's kind of like the Isaac style, like top-down, move around a room like style.
I'm anti-Isaac.
I don't know if it's got the Isaac thing of like there are 15 bajillion items. Good luck getting the right fucking one or making any kind of plan. I don't think it's like that necessarily, and I think it's more heavily weighted on the action side. But that's the kind of game that is. But people liked it from what I could tell. So
I think you'd probably enjoy it, Moogle, having seen it. It's very much, you like a shmup. It's a shmup.
It's me coded, yeah. It's on my list at some point, but like the list stretches back into infinity. So
give Donkey your money.
Can we take a moment to shout out the games that fucking died even before they were released in 2024?
Oh, you mean like
It is
Concord?
a year since Concord.
And Funko Fusion.
Oh my god, it was Concord last year?
It's Concord. I'm thinking Concord and I'm thinking Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League. Both of which fucking died.
Is the live service bubble bursting, lads?
No.
It damn well better be.
No.
Jesus, I'm sick of this.
Horse Girl game makes fucking millions every month. No.
Naturally.
It's not dying.
Yeah, but that's a gacha game.
That's a gacha
That's
game.
different.
It's gacha, but like these are live service games as well. They have exactly the same.
I don't think Concord was going to be a gacha game.
No,
though.
but like
it's not the
they
same
rely on
model.
the same mental processes from the people playing them to keep people coming back.
And the Uma Musume game is free to download, and Concord was not.
It is free to play. Yeah, this is why Concord was dead, like on arrival, was because you had to pay for it. No one wanted it. No one asked for it. The messaging and the marketing behind it was bizarre. Like it just came out of nowhere, and they expected it to succeed because they threw money at it.
If I remember correctly, there were less players in the second open beta than there were in the first closed beta.
That wasn't a good sign.
Yes, I did hear that recently. And it was like the peak on Steam was like 600 players or something. Like it was tiny.
Alas.
And then there was the stories of all the people who like platinuming games. They were just killing themselves in the game so they could get the rounds over quick enough so that they could get max level, so they could get their platinum trophy.
Yeah, it's a really bizarre sequence of events that leads a game like that to come out. I'm guessing that they were thinking maybe we can catch the wave between another one of these games dying, and so that we're the natural like place for people to go for it. I don't think I've ever seen that work. I mean, Destiny is still fucking going. Even now, I think.
It is, even though everyone who plays it hates it and hates themselves.
It's the same as League of Legends and other MOBAs. Like, I've never seen someone who plays these games who says, "Yeah, I really like it." They're all unhappy.
I have two honorary mentions that I'd like to briefly touch upon. That being web fishing, which is an adorable little Animal Crossing style social fishing game. Not much to say about it. It's cute, and I liked it. It was fun for a while. And Arzette, the Jewel of Faramore, which is heavily in the style of the Zelda CDI games. And it's a labor of love. It's very short, but it's a nice experience. And it has a mod that changes all of the in-game cutscenes to be YouTube poops, which is fantastic and very funny.
I watched you play that, and it did look like a really good like riff on the CDI Zelda games. Like all of the cutscenes look like they're straight out of those games. It's quite funny. So thank you for streaming it.
Yeah, they did a really good job emulating the style and the nuances of the dialogue, the weird delivery, and stuff like that. But onto the piece de resistance, another Crab's Treasure, fantastic Sekiro-like. It's hard for me to really touch on it. I loved it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it as well. I thought it was good.
I switched halfway through my game. I said, let me redistribute my stats for a bit and see how we're leaning heavily into the magic system, which is Umami. It's called Umami Feels. And then I was doing insane chunks of burst damage where all of my spells would hit like a fucking freight train. And I'm like, okay, this is the way to go then. So I love games where if you do things a specific way, you can clearly be more powerful than you were intended to be at that point in the game. And this game accommodates that.
Yeah, there's a lot of build variety. I remember trying a couple of different things. I really like all the different shells you can get for your crab that make your block different or give you like different abilities. It's fun to have ones that like they have a really high defense, but they break easily if you fail to parry, and things like that. Like, and it's just fun seeing some of the shells because they're just quite funny to look at on your crab's back. And I really appreciated like the focus on platforming. There's a lot of platforming in the game, so I'd say it's more like an action adventure that takes cues from like Sekiro and Souls type combat. But I think if you don't like Souls type games, there's a lot of stuff here that is exploration and sort of platforming focused as well. And it's not like super hardcore platforming. It's more explory platforming.
I will say if you don't like Sekiro and Souls games, though, you're going to have a rough time with the combat, especially the bosses. They are intending for you to be experienced in that realm.
I think it's a good if you like the idea of getting into a Souls-like, but you want something that's like baby's first Souls-like, this is a really good one.
Ooh, I wouldn't call it baby's first. It is. There are some genuinely difficult fights.
I mean, there are, but I think it's the easiest Souls game I've played.
It's probably the most approachable.
Doesn't it have a 4-story mode or something?
Oh yeah. You can equip a shell that is just a gun that kills things in one shot.
Yeah, there are plenty of accessibility options that are just like, I don't want to engage with the combat at all. Just make it a complete cakewalk.
Or if you just want to pass a difficult section, then take it off.
Yeah, if you're like, this is fucking bullshit, and I'm not dealing with this right now, give me my Glock, then you can do that.
Hey, Mitch. Do you want to talk about Bum Game?
Fine, fine. I was gonna save that. I was gonna save that for my climax, but we can go into that. Dude, I've been playing Nikkei every day for like over a year and a half now. It is so good, and the events that have come out since like their second anniversary, they've just been hitting it out of the park with just so many stuff. Like there was the Old Tales event, which like detailed the backstory of like a second Grimm's model unit, and then there was the winter event that was really fun, and then the Rappy event. I could just list off all the events that just came out like month after month that were just so good, so well produced, had some fun mini games attached to them, and most of them had like some had voice acting with them. Like they had a crossover with Stellar Blade, and the story in the Nikkei event was better than the story in Stellar Blade itself.
It's funny because I was going to let you go through this entire thing and say, but Mitch, I wanted you to talk about the other Korean bum game that you played in 2024.
No, that came out this year on PC, so we'll wait until next year before I can talk about that one. Yeah, really, really good stuff. I'm surprised how much time I've been putting in it. I mean, a lot of it is just the grind of, going in and doing your dailies to make sure you have enough gems and tickets so that you can burn them all to get Jill Valentine. But I saw like the preview trailer for the next event, and I shocked myself that I reacted emotionally to it. It was like, oh no. It's like it's a stupid little gacha game with bums everywhere, but shit, yeah, this game rocks. This story rocks. The characters are awesome, and the mini games and the events are lots and lots of fun. So that's Nikkei, and I'll probably keep playing it until something absolutely crazy with it happens.
Have you been spending money on it, or have you just been playing it for free?
Yeah, I've spent money on it here and there, buying season passes to get maybe some extra
Whale on the port side, mateys!
Yeah, it's probably over $100 at this point, but not all at once. Not all at once, just here and there.
You've done wrong.
Just
He
here and
combined
there.
coin and he did wrong.
You played for a year and a half, I understand.
Oh, Mitch.
I mean, per hour, it's probably not terrible. It does annoy me though, because I would love to play an anime girl horse racing game, but the monetization looks so predatory that I know I wouldn't enjoy it, much as I love gambling.
I've never wanted to spend money on the pulls themselves. It's just maybe if there's a costume that I really, really like, then I'll pick that up, and that's guaranteed, The Shift Up the company have been very, very generous with free pulls and stuff. Like, I have over 600 tickets that I could use to pull if I wanted to. They just shower you with stuff in that game. Completely forgot the music. Like, seriously, if you're not gonna engage with Nikkei at all, just listen to the OST. There's some bangers on that soundtrack. I swear, some of the best music I've heard in a video game. So good, so good.
I'm looking at the 2024 game releases now, and there were some really fucking good games last year.
Let's talk about Space Marine 2, Moogle.
Yeah, we can talk about Space Marine 2. We're the designated 40k fans here.
Yeah, sequel to the most 7 out of 10 game that released on the 360,
Truly.
Which is my favorite type of sequel. Yeah, lots of fun. It includes like the Dawn of War glory kills with parries and stuff like that. It's a fun combination melee action shooter game that if you're a fan of the setting, it might get you into it. And if you're a fan of the setting, it's got lots of tasty fan service that you might not expect. And it also tries to follow up on the story that released, a decade and a half ago?
It really is bizarre. Like, Space Marine 1 was made by Relic internally, and Relic are the people who made Dawn of War and other, RTS games. So they went out of their own wheelhouse to make, a third-person action game. And it, as Mitch says, complete 7 out of 10 experience. There is nothing, tremendous about Space Marine 1, other than the fact that, it's the most 7 out of 10 you'll ever play. But then last year they'd been in production for 3 or 4 years at that point. They came out with Space Marine 2, so not Relic, but they went to Saber, is it? Or is that the publisher?
Saber.
I think it's Saber are the developer. And they obviously have had the backing of Games Workshop themselves. They went fucking ham on almost every aspect of the production value. It is just a very well-made game, and the attention to detail on the setting is tremendous. It's lovely to see something 40K get that kind of treatment, because 40K is one of those franchises where there are like a million games released for it every year, and none of them are like particularly good, because it's really scattergun approach to stuff. I think I've seen like videos, like essays of people complaining about 40K, not because they hate 40K, but because they're envious that 40K gets the amount of media that like every other franchise combined gets, and all the attention that comes with it, but they never get anything quality. So it was nice to see Space Marine 2 get quality. It is a really, really kind of like basic, like horde third-person action game, with like a limited amount of missions, a quite limited amount of content, if you like, but designed to be replayed constantly.
It's got a fair amount of content. It's got a story campaign that's 3-player co-op. It's got side missions that's 3-player co-op, and it's got the most ass multiplayer competitive PvP you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Which is like, imagine if Gears of War, but you had no cover.
Yes, it's Gears of War without any cover at all. It's fantastically awful. All of the attention pretty much has been put onto the co-op and the single player stuff. And the single player stuff, as Mitch says, you can play in multiplayer as well. It's just the 40K power fantasy. You're a big dude in armor, go squish some people. The most basic enemies in the game, you don't even have to attack. You can literally run through them, because you're like 10 tons of fucking beef and armor just running into a thing. It's really fun.
I was impressed by the technology that they ripped from my favorite Freaker game, Days Gone, with the Horde. Yeah, like the Tyranids that you fight, which are like little reptile dinosaur monsters.
You can say it. You can say they look like aliens from the film Alien.
No,
you can't do that.
I can't say that. The way they flow and move through the stage and approach you in like this literal river is so... I find it so impressive every time.
They did make a zombie game before, which was based on like massive hordes of things.
Yeah, they made World War Z.
It's World War Z, yeah. So it's using the tech based on that to create gigantic hordes of enemies at every level of detail in the distance and close up. It is genuinely like affecting. It's for the setting as well. Like the whole point of Tyranids, there are fucking trillions, quadrillions of them in the galaxy, and they're just swarming in from outside. And you really get that idea in a way that games haven't been able to do before, which is genuinely really good. Like you've managed to catch the setting and the vibe at the same time. It's really good. Like 40K is on a bit of a high at the moment, and I hope that they continue it, even though I dislike Games Workshop as a company because they're fuckles in the same way that Nintendo are. But it's nice to have that game come out and do well, and to have the developers of it and like the publishers not be complete arses, because as Mitch says, they could have hidden the co-op wave horde mode behind money. They haven't. They could have like hidden like new weapons and stuff behind a battle pass that you have to pay for. They didn't. They just added it into the game. Like really, really nice. I hope they continue, and I hope they do well.
Yeah, I hope there's a Space Marine 3 that I don't have to wait too long for.
I hope the Games Workshop does well, because the whole British economy is hinging on them right now.
we really do depend on it, yeah. It's really grim.
Moogle, can I just get you to do a second take where you say, instead of you say they're fuckles in the same way that Nintendo are, can you just say they're fuckles in the same way Big N are?
I won't be censored. I won't be censored this way.
It would really help the podcast out if you did that.
I'm gonna make sure that this podcast gets demonetized and that we have to have people's passports uploaded to view it. I'm gonna make sure that happens.
I played Ultra Kill last year. It's not finished yet, still in early access, but once again, I'm telling you, this might be the best FPS ever made. This might be better than Quake.
Whoa.
If you like FPS games, or if you like character action games, you have to try this game.
You saying this thing is gonna be better than Haze?
Nothing could be better than Haze.
You're telling me this thing is gonna be better than Time Shift?
Dude, don't shit on Time Shift. Time Shift is cool.
It's gonna kill Halo, okay?
Is it better than Daikatana?
I won't talk for too long about Ultra Kill, but basically it is the ideas from Doom 16 2016 that I liked, with all of the ideas that I didn't like in Doom 2016 removed, and then a bunch of additional shit. It's gorgeous. It's got a fantastic soundtrack. It's got... I think I'm just a sucker for games with great atmosphere and stories that take place in a sort of non-verbal realm. Ultra Killer's got loads of that. And it's just a really interesting take on an FPS that will make you move and make decisions and prioritize targets and swap weapons in really interesting ways that you haven't done before. It's not like a traditional FPS. It really feels like it is an advancement in FPS. And it might be the first FPS I've ever played that has consistently really good boss battles. Because FPS games always have terrible bosses. I'll probably talk more about Ultra Kill when they release the last few chapters of it, which are coming soon.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to fully release to play it. That's
I also, another game like that I think I talked about last year's Anthology of the Killer, but the last few entries in Anthology of the Killer came out in 2024. I think Anthology of the Killer is probably the best written game that anyone has ever made. It is like in the tradition of postmodern literature. It's fully like, it's not quite James Joyce, but it's like Thomas Pynchon, Kurt Vonnegut kind of deal. It is very funny. It is very satirical. It has an incredibly strong creative voice. It is £6 and it's very breezy, or it's free if you download it from fucking Game Jolt. Every single piece of it is free and it will not take you long. And if you just like literature, then I'd probably, and if you like both like highbrow literature and also gaudy horror shit, then you will really like that game. I really recommend.
What about for someone like me who cannot read, sir?
Then you go back to scrubbing chimneys.
But it's making my lungs hurt, governor.
Wait, you're breathing in the dust? That doesn't belong to you! Spit it out now!
That's too bad. That dust is... We had a doctor in here and they actually proved... We proved with science that the dust is good for you and it heals you.
Oh, great, governor. I'll get back up the chimbley then.
Yeah, can you shine my shoes as well, please?
I haven't even touched on Astrobot and mouthwashing, which I'm told were both really excellent. If you particularly mouthwashing, if you like horror-related stuff, and Astrobot, if you just like video games. And like Elden Ring's DLC came out, and that turned everything upside down for people as well for large parts of the year, which was really good.
Yeah.
Just a good year.
I'll yell at 2 Capcom games. I want to yell at Dragon's Dogma 2, which I liked. I liked Dragon's Dogma 2. I know a lot of people didn't like it. But I liked the combat, and I liked the world, and I thought the character creation was really good. And my favorite thing was the Sphinx riddles, which were so much fun to do. They're not your typical riddles. It's like she'll tell you to do a thing, and then you have to go somewhere else out in the world that fits the riddle that she's telling you to do, and then bring it back to her. My favorite one being, throughout the game, there are these little coins, these little collectible coins you can find. And by the time you get to the Sphinx, like you've roamed all over the world, you found like loads of them. And she comes to you and she says, go to the place where you found your very first coin. And that's it. That's the riddle. And then you have to remember where the fuck you picked up your first coin. But the second Capcom game I want to yell at is Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster. The game that made me say, you know what? I don't want to play any more remakes or remasters anymore. I'm good. It is such a hills and valleys when it comes to quality. I love the original Dead Rising. It's one of my favorite 360 games. I know it like the back of my hand. I can get through it no problem at all. Max level, done all the achievements. So Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, it's built in a brand new engine. It's the RE engine, which is great for like heavily dense, detailed environments in enclosed spaces, for which Dead Rising, which is a big open mall, doesn't benefit from. So the big count for Dead Rising was like, hundreds of zombies on screen. There is an 100 of zombie on screen in the Deluxe Remaster when you're in the maintenance tunnels. The big achievement back in the day was to kill 52,597 zombies in a single run. That's not possible anymore, so it's now split over. It's now kill 52,597 zombies cumulative after all your runs.
Ooh.
It's just so bizarre. And they redid the voice lines with varying quality, but if you've grown attached to your original voice cast, then, you know, I don't care for it. They've changed a lot of of how you move. The movement's weird. They've added yellow paint to some places, which I hate. There's, you know, quote unquote censorship of whatever of like certain characters because perhaps they were a bit too out there or whatever.
They took out the sex appeal scoring from the photography as well. So photography is such a big part of this game, and a really fun part. You can get experience points for taking pictures of various things, and you get points for like gore. You get points for like how well in frame it is. You get Professor Oak popping up and going, wonderful. But like you used to get kind of a sexy thing.
There was an erotica.
Yeah.
If there was like you saw a boob or up the skirt of a character or a zombie.
And sure, that's objectifying towards women. Don't take that out. Just stick a load of dicks in the game for me to take pictures of as well. Keep like that was a fun system. Just make it equal opportunity. Stick like big men's asses in it. Put like sort of naked torsos in, whatever. But don't like strip a whole scoring system out of the game.
Also, you could argue that it's part of the satirical tone of the original, that it is in some ways a satire of Frank's profession.
Yeah.
There's a boss fight, the boss character called Kent, who's a rival photographer, and he's kind of like Frank's shadow of like what Frank would become if he was just obsessed with taking photos and the story rather than, you know, the humanity of it. And he comes to Frank and he's like, "Here, Frank, check out this. Here's my most violent shot, and this is my most sexiest shot." But now he doesn't show a sexy shot because you can't do that. So he comes to Frank and says, "This is my wackiest shot." And it's like completely deflates like how fucking crazy this guy has become. And there's also none of the quests or cases have been taken out. But there's a case where one of the survivors that you rescue says, "Oh, I'm so hot, Frank. I want people to remember me for how hot I am in case we don't make it out of this. Take sexy pictures of me." So you can take sexy pictures of her in the remake, but they don't have the erotica, so everything is just drama shots. So you're still taking these photos, it's just they don't reward you for it. But there's improvements, and there's stuff in there that I wish were in the original. Like, if you play the game enough, you'll get to the point where you're just doing nothing. You're just sitting around doing nothing because you're max level. There's no point going out, especially in the third day when you're just waiting for new cases to come. So in the remake, you can remaster, you can speed up time, which is such a good feature. And there's also these weird little changes they made. Like there's a boss fight with a family of snipers. And there's one sniper who is clearly hesitant to shoot at Frank because he's like a human, and his brother and his father are like egging him on. In the original, you just killed all three of them. But in the remaster, if you kill the father and the brother first, then the third brother surrenders, and you don't have to kill him if you don't want to. You can't rescue him, but, you know, it's just a weird that they included that, and yet they stripped out so many other stuff. It's just weird.
They're taking the Nintendo approach to remasters, which is to just deliberately not make a definitive edition of the game.
Yeah.
Alas.
Yeah.
You were close.
Speaking of Big N, do you want to...
Thanks.
You see, I did it, Specs. Can you feed me some treats or something as a...
Yeah, you can eat. They sent me some toad's heads that are made of actual mushroom that I'll give some of you to you.
If you feed me a mushroom and tell me it's a toad's head, I will hurt you.
No, you have to eat them. Contractually, you're obliged.
I'm going to give you my Zelda movie cast predictions.
Okay. I've got mine as well.
Unfortunately, I did write them before they announced who Zelda and Link were going to be played by, which is just two no-name actors who have been in like some theater productions, because clearly Nintendo are like, we could make 9 movies out of this, and we want them on the hook for 9 movies on cheapo wages. So They've just got some presumably talented, but like just randos. So my cast predictions are, and you can add your own cast predictions here as we go along if you have them.
Yeah, I wrote mine down.
I have Jenna Ortega as Zelda. That was wrong. I have Timothy Chalamet as Link. That was also wrong. I have Rami Malek as Ganon, but with a note that says he's only in the end tag. Ganon will appear at the end of the film.
They won't even fight. What are they going to do? What are they going to do in the movie?
The main villain of this film will be like an Aghanim or Zant type character who will be played by David Thewlis.
I also had Rami Malek as Ganon. I think that's who they're going to go with, you know? Definitely.
Kate Blanchett as Impa.
I had Dame Helen Mirren as Impa, but only because Judi Dench is retired.
If she's not going to be naked in it, I don't care.
I also only had Judi Dench because Barbara Windsor is dead. So really, I want Barbara Windsor to be Impa.
I got Mark Wahlberg as the King of Hyrule.
What?
Jesus
Mark
Christ.
Wahlberg?
Yeah, I think they'll get Mark Wahlberg. I got Gal Gadot as the Great Fairy, James Corden as Tingle, Seth Green as Beedle.
I think James Corden as Tingle is an inspired pick, actually.
I'm confident about that one. I've got Jack Black, Aquafina, and Alan Ruck as A Goron, A Zora, and A Rito.
No, I've got Lawrence Fishburne as Darunia.
But he has fish in the name. He has to be a Zora.
No, I think who's the most? You'd have Steve Buscemi as King of the Zoras. He's got those Zora eyes.
He doesn't have the build.
He does. They just put him in a fat suit, like Brendan Fraser
In a fat suit.
in the film Zora.
Well, somebody's got to play Tingle.
Jack Black.
Yeah, and it's James Corden.
Oh,
Jack
sorry,
Black
James
is the Goron.
I wanted Ryan Gosling for Link, like in Drive, where he doesn't talk.
Yes, he does talk in Drive.
Well, no, it's because they ask him.
He says, "I drive,"
and in this, they'll talk to him, and he'll say, "I skink here."
Is that a 2009 webcomic writes itself?
Yes, we're drifting back towards that. I also said, look, if they want to go all out on this, if they want this film to be a success, Taylor Swift as Zelda.
That's not going to happen. Taylor Swift is one of the most famous people on Earth. How are they going to get her to be in a shitty fantasy movie?
Apparently, her last album was mediocre, so maybe she's
It doesn't
on
matter.
the rebound. Maybe she's desperate.
You don't have to make pop music good.
Okay, they can get Sabrina Carpenter for it instead. Then fine.
Jason Alexander as Master Koga and Daisy Ridley as Pura. Would anyone else like to bank a prediction now? Because I will probably, when the movie comes out, I'll probably give out like, oh, hold on, someone's at my door. I'll give out prizes. Get your predictions in while I'm answering the door.
It's the N pass people.
That's Big N at the door. They heard us chatting shit. They heard him say he wasn't going to eat the toad mushrooms. No, I think it's quite telling that they haven't hired anyone important to be Link or Zelda, right? So for the Plumber movie, they had Crisp Rat, right? And they had people you'd heard of. They had Charlie Day, and they had Keor Peele, and they had Anna Taylor-Joy, and yeah, that's probably everyone. But you had people you'd heard of, right? I've heard of all those people. I have not heard of this Link or this Zelda. Their names are...
You probably won't have heard about any of the other people either.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're not going to know who any of the other Zelda actors are. This is Bo Bragson and Benjamin Ainsworth. I don't know who these people are. I'm just saying I don't think we can predict because their actors for Link and Zelda are so no-name. Like, they're just not going to have an all-star cast at all.
Bryan Cranston as Ganon.
Yeah.
Maybe that's a good prediction. I think they'll keep the core roles fairly obscure. But then if it's a character that appears in one movie, or if it's a character that's like mostly CG, they'll get someone famous in.
Bryan Cranston would make that, the bald guy with the mustache, who's the leader of the construction workers.
Oh, yeah.
He would Good for him.
They'd credit him as Bryan Cranston.
They'd have to.
What they should do is they should actually base it a little bit, at least, on Ocarina of Time, and then Link plays the harmonica of time at one point, and he becomes old, and then he's Tom Cruise from the film Legend.
From the movie Legend, yeah.
He is a little fairy boy in the movie Legend. I don't think they'll do that. I was brainstorming, and I don't think they'll have a time skip in it, because it'll mean they'll have to double up on so many of their actors, and there's already so many characters. I don't think so. I think they will go with a story that amalgamates elements of like early Zelda games up to like Link to the Past.
I think it will have it will have its own original story. I don't think it will have any.
Yes, but it will take like character names and concepts from like the early Zelda games.
Yeah, it'll be a more simple. Like, it won't be something with a gimmick like the ocean or something with like a time travel mechanic or something. It'll just be a more standard thing.
Yeah, it'll be a fantasy coming of age type story that they
Ganon
always do.
takes over Hyrule, and Princess Zelda is exiled, and she is either saved by Link or stumbles across Link, and she realizes that he's the hero of time, and she has to train him up to be the hero of time to vanquish Ganon. That's your story.
They'll go on like a continent-spanning journey or something, and
No, not even continent spanning. They'll just
yeah.
He has to find
They'll
the
just
relics
mill
of the
around.
Master Sword and the fucking shit like that, and the green tunic or whatever.
They meet up with Guanum and he'll fly them around. Says, "Guadala, we're off."
They'll base it on the CDI. Did we want to talk about? Do we want to talk about like weird French English loan words?
No, I want you to tell your porn story.
Yeah, actually, it's time for the porn story. Come on, you've been teasing this porn story.
I was going to leave
it
till the end, but I do have it up right now. So I went to Japan in February.
Ooh, look at him bragging that he went to Japan, and I can't. Fuck you.
Japan is a very interesting society when it comes to porn. So if you've ever seen any Japanese pornography, it is all censored. You can't see any willy, you can't see any vagina. It's all pixelated out.
Not all of it's pixelated. There's differing types of censorship that occur.
Okay, you can have black lines on it, and you can have the white penis, and but it's all censored basically. But it's readily available wherever you look, pretty much. So you can go into like a regular like Waterstones type bookshop, and you'll be browsing the Crayon Shin-chan and like the children's manga, and then you'll turn around, and without any covering or anything, there will just be a shelf full of like porn. Just hentai.
Are you sure there isn't a curtain that like divides the sections?
There was no curtain. I was there. No separation. It's just right next to the regular manga. There's just hentai, and it's got full frontal nudity.
Are you calling hentai or ecchi?
No, booby and vagina spread on the cover. That's what I put on my toast as well, vagina spread. But like you'll go into like a used DVD shop, and there will be like 2 floors of just regular DVDs, and then there will be 5 floors of pornography above that. And then there'll be like the children's content on the top floor or something. Like you've got to go through the porn to get to more normal content. Like we're talking about doujinshi shops that are the size of like or bigger than a normal sized bookshop in the UK that is just wall to wall pornography, and you can just walk in like and see that. And like if you know that Melon Books is a pornography shop, sure, but if you're just like, oh, let's go look at this bookshop, and then you're like, oh, hey, look at all these like 10-year-old girls with their fannies out, like, sure, okay, that's fine. Donkey, you'll probably know what a Don Quixote is. That at least has a curtain. So Don Quixote is like a department store, but they've got just big sections in every Don Quixote that is just like, here's all the sex toys, and here's all of the artificial vaginas you can buy, and here's the women who we modeled these vaginas on, and things like that. Yeah, I think it's It's very interesting to see that they are so kind of porn friendly in a way, but then it's like a monkey's paw, and it's like, but it's all pixelated as well.
Yeah, I want them to change that. They need to change that.
I remember thinking I was in like a DVD porn store because like we were checking it out, you know, let's have a proper look at the Japanese porn. And I remember thinking, if there was an earthquake right now, I would be crushed under the weight of Blu-ray pixelated pussy.
For someone who is so uncomfortable with this, you seem to have gone to a lot of places that sold pornography.
I found it fascinating. I found it really I mean, you can't not go to places that sell this sort of stuff in Japan. Like, it's everywhere. But I thought, you know, that'd be an okay way to die, just crushed by sort of pixelated vaginas and cocks. People just seem to go to sex shops on their lunch break and just hang out, you know. It seems pretty normal.
I mean, in some ways, that's better than what we have here. In some ways, it's a lot worse. They should at least have a modesty curtain, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that the reason, and this is, by the way, this is like YouTube historian level knowledge. Do not take this as sacrosanct. But I'm pretty sure that one of the reasons that Japan has such messed up porn in different axes is because of rules put in place on depictions of nudity after the American occupation or during the American occupation, because the American occupation was very like 1950s like Hays Code type shit, and it just pushed pornography into like much weirder places than it had been previously.
I think that's true. That might be bullshit, but I believe it. Like, if I think of what's the stereotypical type of Japanese pornography that you think of as tentacle porn, well, what's a tentacle? It's a phallic object, you know, that you don't have to censor.
Yeah, created to skirt laws on obscene content.
The sex laws are weird as well, because it's we found out while doing a Yakuza stream, it's legal to pay for sex as long as it's not vaginal. So you can pay for anal sex or any other type of sex, but you can't pay for vaginal sex. And the way around this is you can, if it is considered a gift to a friend. So what you do is you go to a shop where you just like have coffee with a sex worker first, and then you are acquainted, so you count as friends, and then you can pay for vaginal sex. There's a lot of weird loopholes. I would like to do the bit, if that's okay. So if you'll allow me to read my prepared statement.
Is this this is the thing in your bio, isn't it?
I just want to quickly say, you mentioned like you mentioned like a Waterstones equivalent, and there was pornography in there. You can go to a Waterstones and find pornography in there. It's just that it's not pictures; it's all written pornography.
Oh yeah,
that's what
like
the vast majority of the women's section in Waterstones is. It's just written pornography.
Yeah. We're living in a golden age of garbage smut books.
I bought a load of smut at Aldi recently. It was like £2 a book for my friend Sabrina, and she loved it. I presented these 5 like smut books, and her face glowed. She was so happy.
Is she the one who was interested in the Old Man Yaoi? What's the series about the Pope?
No, that was one of Katz's friends.
Oh. Yeah, that's one of my friends who's really into. I'm not gonna like out her, but I do want you to know that I very interestedly read all of the old. Well, not all of it. There's so much Old Man Yaoi, but I read some of the Old Man Yaoi that she'd written. People love Cardinal Lawrence and Cardinal Tedesco.
Tedesco, Bellini, Bertolli.
Do the bit.
I was in this specialty sex shop. It was about 7 floors tall, and I went to the top of it, and they had all the sex toys at the top of it. And I think the funniest thing I saw there was a big fake posable bum, basically, and they had these in different sizes, and the biggest one weighed 19 kilograms. It was 19 kilograms of pussy and ass.
Wow.
And as I stood there next to the 19 kilograms of pussy and ass, trying desperately to remember what my luggage allowance for the flight was, I stared into the wall of pixelated vulvas and penises, thousands of pairs of nipples staring back at me like tiny pinkish brown eyes, my mouth slightly agape and my penis semi-erect, and I felt my consciousness leaving my body and slipping down through the 7 floors of wall-to-wall adult video, past tags such as motherly, ugly man, super girl, and explosive breasts, out past the Tenga brand eggs, t-shirts, and promotional rap video, through the door and across the street to a manga shop where a 9-year-old child had just picked up an issue of Doraemon and had rounded the corner to be faced with the same scene that I now behold, but in cartoon form. Hentai. There is no curtain separating the children's manga from the 18-plus hentai section. The child had no way to avoid their exposure to the scene. The child hesitantly steps towards the images that they barely yet understand, and questions that they have not the words to ask are gently taking root in their psyche as they approach the latest issue of My Rival Turned Me Into His Gender-Bent Sex Pet by Higari Popura. My concentration on the scene is broken as I am flung back into my childhood, browsing Newgrounds and coming across a game called Frank's Adventure, then seeking out its sequels before also coming across them. I'm nudged out of my vision by Zexu pointing towards a woodblock Edo period style print of a geisha wearing a strap-on pegging a samurai. We laugh and then move to leave the store. I take one last look back at the gaping pixelated maw, and I feel that I have gained insight into an old being, one that infiltrates all of our minds from a young age and then takes hold there, perhaps willing us to propagate it, perhaps by its very nature self-replicating, without any thought or feeling, like a virus. It is not good or evil. It does not even consider us. It just grows ever stronger. Until I had visited pornography stores in Japan, I could not begin to understand the feeling that the protagonists of a H.P. Lovecraft story get as they gaze upon a great old one. But I know that feeling now, and pornography is my new god.
Wonderful.
Congrats on finally becoming cultured and travelled.
I just imagine you staring at it and you hear the Inside Gained Bloodborne sound effect.
So the synthetic pussies and ass, were they pixelated too?
No,
I feel
they were normal, yeah.
That's weird that they do that. Like the dildos, did they have like the black bars? I feel like they'd be hard to put them in.
Well, that's they say they're ribbed for your pleasure, Mitch. That's how they get around that one.
Well, a dildo is a more abstract object normally.
I think the crazy thing is just like being in a room filled wall to wall with pornography. Like you browse on like Pornhub. Well, you don't anymore, obviously, because you got to give them your passport. But like you browse like a tube site, and it's like there's a lot of porn, but actually seeing it in physical space.
Yeah, the porn is contained in a way within a window. I'm seeing it from afar.
And being in Japan, where you can only get censored Japanese porn, and being like there are 7 floors of this wall to wall. I know there are 10 more shops just outside the door that contain this much porn as well, and this is just the Japanese porn. It's crazy. It's crazy how much porn there is. It is absolutely wild.
Well, I am appreciative that I live in the US and you don't have to submit your passport, at least yet. I am getting such experiences as going to the homepage of Pornhub and getting a prompt that I could sign in with my Google account if I wanted to. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why on earth would anyone do this?
Yeah, I think they let you use Facebook as well.
So you can like it and put it on your timeline.
Pornhub would like to make posts to your timeline.
Yeah. I'd be like, whatever. all of my old relatives who still use Facebook are just like, what's this Pornhub link that he's
Well, they won't be able to access it because they won't have any VPN or anything, so you'll be fine.
Of course, in this country now, you just have to make do with imagining porn and jacking off. Obviously, with a policeman watching over your shoulder to make sure you're not looking at porn.
Like, do a level event in uniform.
It's really hard because I'm close to aphantasic. I'm one of those people who, when you ask them to imagine an apple, I imagine like a stick figure of an apple. So imagining porn is really hard for me because sometimes I find it difficult to tell which stick figure's the man and which is the woman once they've taken their clothes off.
Alas. And yeah, of course, you have to make sure that one doesn't sit on the other because that would be illegal in this country.
That's illegal. If they sit on the face of the other stick figure, that's highly illegal.
That's very illegal.
Can we talk about this?
No.
I don't know if we can talk about this. I don't think... we got to stop now.
We must curtail this line of thought.
You'll notice where I draw my line. I'm quite happy to say but we can't talk about thing.
Hey!
Whoa.
I'm bleeping
that
both
is
of those.
much worse than
Stop saying it.
thing.
Stop.
Some kind of bed sitting room.
The bed sitting room. The sitting room. It's in international waters. Oh yes, I keep a sitting room in international waters, so the police can't get me.
On my yacht, the good ship Mustache Ride.
I think I may turn into a bed sitting room.
We celebrated Thanksgiving this year.
Yes.
And we watched The Terminal. And I hate The Terminal. I hate that movie. I hate it for several reasons. Number one, I hate it because Tom Hanks appears and he's doing a fake Eastern European accent. When the actual guy who got stranded in the airport terminal wasn't Eastern European.
It's not based on that guy.
And
It's
also,
not based on that guy.
And also, Tom Hanks isn't Eastern European either, and it is because they fucking bought the rights to his life story.
They bought the rights and then didn't use them.
They didn't use them, exactly. But that was the inspiration, and they bought the rights to his life story just so that they could then ignore him and make a completely different story.
Yeah, so he couldn't sue later on and say, they clearly ripped off my life of living in an airport. He wasn't even the first man to live in an airport, and he hasn't lived in the airport the longest compared to other people.
The fucking story they told was considerably worse than his story, is what I'm saying. No, so it's there's two layers of it, right? Number one, it's not the guy, but number two, even if the guy they have made up shouldn't have been played by Tom Hanks, right? Because he spends the whole movie like a sort of confused Roomba, like muttering broken English in a fake accent and just wandering around this fucking airport. He is a magic man who is accompanied by various whimsical events happening while an angry pencil pusher tries to get him ejected from the airport at any cost. And after an hour and a half of utterly fucking meaningless Tom Hanks lighthearted comedy / romance, the movie ends with the revelation that the character has an inner life and went to the US to see jazz and collect signatures from jazz players. And that reveal made me very angry, both because of how schmaltzy it is and because of the movie's assumption that you'll be surprised by the notion that the guy even has thoughts.
I like The Terminal because I see it as a Christ allegory. I like that he is a magic man and he solves everyone's problems because he's a Christ-like figure who's come to America and also gone to America on a mission from his father. He's come from a distant land to do something that his father started that he needs to finish.
It's a carpentry skills.
He's a carpenter. Yeah, he has a lot of carpenter skills.
Yeah.
It's Mormon. Is this Mormon film? Because he came to America like Jesus did.
No, this is a Spielberg film.
So, Spielberg did Gandhi. No, he didn't. He hated Gandhi.
Did Spielberg hate Gandhi? Is this true?
That's why he made Temple of Doom to shit on Indians, because Gandhi stole his Oscar for whatever film he released at that time.
We've revealed it now.
He also, I think he doesn't die in the movie, but like he's sentenced to prison and then 3 days later comes out and is like allowed to go to America or something. I think is kind of what happens.
That doesn't happen.
There's another man who like dobs him in at one point and then commits suicide.
Oh yeah, there's a Judas-like figure. I forgot about that.
Yeah, there's a Judas-like figure. He's the Indian guy who committed a murder back home in India and like he dobs Hanks in to the authorities, and then gives up his own life to save Hanks at the end, and is then arrested and
just like Judas doesn't,
presumably executed in India when he gets home.
I don't think that last bit is true, but I mean, yeah, the rest is pretty accurate. He also he is Christ-like as well, in just like the way he is framed. He is like a divine figure. Often, like in the last part of the movie, he has like people follow him around in crowds.
Yeah. They have like a special sign that they do. They like put up their left hand or something, because there's a picture of him with his left hand up. He saves someone who's like he's the only person in the entire country who speaks Krakowian. Krakowian, is that
Carcotian.
So they get him to do some translation for a guy who's smuggling drugs into the country, and he like lies to get the guy off. And then Tedesco is very pissed off at him.
It's Bellini, by the way.
It's not Tedesco. It's
Bellini.
Bellini.
Sorry,
before he
Bellini
became before he joined the Catholic Church, he was a pencil pusher.
Yeah.
Well, he had a revelation from the Christ-like figure that was Tom Hanks, and that's why he joined the church. Yeah,
it's like every bad Spielberg movie ever. In the it's just hokey and stupid.
I thought it was fun. If you'd like to host your own Hanksgiving party, all you need to do is watch a Tom Hanks movie on the 9th of July. We suggest spinning a wheel of every Tom Hanks movie and then picking the one that comes up.
If you do that, you can't not listen to the wheel. You have to listen to the wheel.
Yeah. Even if the movie is bad.
Especially if the movie's bad.
Especially if
that's the wheel punishing you for some misdeed, for some wrong that you have done.
Yeah.
We also suggest that you get some Tom Hanks themed food.
What is a Tom Hanks themed food?
I think he said that his last supper would be like a hamburger or something, right?
Well, there is Burger King product placement in this movie as well. There's copious.
I mean, it is an airport, but
yeah, but like that burger looks much nicer than anything that Burger King will actually serve you in real life.
Last Supper. Christ-like figure.
The Burger King is his last supper.
What's he always eating in Castaway? What washes up on the beach?
Coconuts? I don't know.
He does eat coconut.
No, because but there's like a shipping container he comes across, and that's filled with like product placement food. I think it's Yakult. I think he just eats Yakult.
Fucking Yakult?
Yeah, I think
that
it's
would
Yakult.
be amazing. That guy's gut biome must be fucking insane.
That's how he survived.
I don't think it's Yakult.
It's definitely Yakult.
I don't think Yakult was invented in the time of Castaway.
No, I remember because it's like, Wilson, look, Yakult. That's a line. That's the.
I don't think he says that.
That's the catchphrase. That's the tagline of Castaway.
So
it's
the
like
problem is
Castaway, but Yakult.
I don't know enough about the movie Castaway to.
I'm pretty sure it's Yakult.
Tell Mitch that he's lying. So, given that Mitch has seen the movie and I haven't, I'm just going to have to assume that it's Yakult.
Yeah, it's Yakult.
Although I have seen the trailer for Castaway 2.
We watched some AI movie trailers, didn't we? And it was like Titanic 2, where
they said it couldn't happen twice.
Like Leonardo DiCaprio frozen in a block of ice, and he comes back like fucking Captain America.
I think they should make a Castaway sequel where he crash lands on the same fucking island.
Not again.
That's just the plot of Lost.
Castaways. And there's multiple Tom Hanks.
And fucking Wilson washes up on the shore again.
Castaway 2 reinflated.
Wilson's Revenge.
Yeah, it could be a slasher like, you abandoned me, Tom. And he's like, no, I didn't. I tried to save you. And then he tries to, the ball like kills people that are close to him.
They'd get Stephen King to write it.
This is going to end up like one of those Mickey Mouse murder movies, isn't it?
Oh boy.
Yeah. We can make those now. Big M.
Yeah, exactly.
Big D.
Big
Can't
M.
stop us.
The Big D.
I think we
Big
might
D.
have to find another
Can't say
name for
Big
them.
D.
I could say Big D.
Big D.
Huge D. Biggest D.
Tom Hanks has shared his ideal last meal, which is French toast, an In-N-Out double burger, Mediterranean cuisine.
All of it?
Including pita bread, taramasalata, mashed potatoes with caviar and lemon juice, crispy calamari, and a coconut bundt cake to finish. The man is going to explode when they strap him to the electric chair.
Death by a wafer thin mint.
It's because he knows he's going to be crucified and it'll let him last longer.
Coconut bundt cake, that's probably what washed up on Castaway. That sounds right to me.
Yakult bundt cake.
He says that Tom Cruise sends it to him as a Christmas gift every year.
Tom Cruise sends him a bundt cake every year as Christmas?
Apparently.
It's all the Toms. Tom cult.
What's Tom Hanks being executed or crucified for?
Because he's a Christ-like figure.
Oh, right. We just have to do it. Okay.
Yeah, Jesus was innocent, too. Was he not?
Well, technically the whole thing is that he became maximum guilty.
Oh, he took everyone else's sins.
Like, he took on the guilt of literally everyone else.
That's Tom's
So
sin.
he was the most guilty human being on the planet at that moment.
Yeah, that's Tom.
So it doesn't matter how much we jack off, because Tom Hanks has already suffered for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's paid it forward. He has a tab.
It's like pirating games funded by Epic.
If there was a big battle royale with all the characters that Tom Hanks has played, who would win in that fight?
If you give Fortnite long enough, then we'll be able to find out. Well, I mean, Buzz Lightyear of Star Command, because he is
voiced by Tim Allen.
Shit, you're right.
Damn, I guess you're right.
Woody Roundup. What's Woody's last name?
Minch.
Minch Woody.
Woody Minch.
Woody versus I don't know.
I mean, he played an actual soldier with an actual gun in a film, so I'm pretty sure that beats a little plastic toy.
Are they allowed to bring their equipment with them? Because Forrest Gump, he had guns too.
Even if they don't get the guns, the soldier's going to be the most physically fit and mentally prepared to take a life.
Yeah, but Tom Hanks was still kind of doughy in Saving Private Ryan.
In the nicest way, Woody is also like 6 inches tall. He's gonna get stepped on.
Yeah, Woody's getting. He's got a conniving brain though. I think he'd take a few out before he died.
He'd be like the last one. Like he'd like hide and pretend he was not.
He'd
a
pretend
factor.
he was inert.
He was a toy. And then the last guy, he'd come behind with his pull string and strangle them.
In Road to Perdition, he plays a contract killer. He's like an assassin.
Ooh.
I've got a 6-inch tall Woody. Haha.
I don't get it.
My penis.
Sully Sullenberger would win, clearly.
Birds.
That's another fucking bullshit Tom Hanks movie, by the way.
He was listening to Bring Me to Life by Evanescence.
He really was.
To land that plane.
It seems likely.
If I was landing a plane, I would do about as well as a shoe salesman at a centipede farm.
Here's the thing, though. I don't think Woody would be the last one standing because he played Geppetto in Pinocchio, and he knows all about living toys.
Oh.
So he'd be able to key in and be like, that fucking thing right there, that thing's got a soul. I need to crush it in my vice or something.
He would know all the pressure points.
He would feign ignorance, and then he would snap around and disassemble the toy in one motion, which I think probably causes them a lot of pain. I don't know if we've ever legislated on that. But he plays Santa Claus in the Polar Express, and Santa Claus is quite a powerful...
Powerful fey being, yeah.
He might be immortal.
Wait, he plays Walt Disney in Saving Mr. Banks.
Oh, well, anti-Semitism isn't a superpower, I'm afraid.
No, but big money is.
Yeah, but Walt Disney was also sort of a man-child in reality.
Was he Mr. Rogers?
Yeah.
Did he play Mr. Rogers?
Yes, he was. He did play Mr.
Oh, Mr. Rogers is one.
Of course he.
Dangerous Man.
Of course he
Dangerous
played
Man.
that.
Thank you. That's a Neil Cicerigo reference.
Yes, exactly.
Mr. Rogers in a bloodstained sweater.
Exactly.
Yeah, he did win the Ultimate Showdown.
Woody's last name is Pride.
No.
What?
No.
According to
Are you
Wikipedia.
looking at the fucking Toy Story universe wiki?
No, I'm on the Wikipedia, the Free Encyclopedia wiki.
Woody
and
Pride, or simply
it says
Woody.
Sheriff Woody Pride is his name. I mean,
That's woke.
Woody Pride is what you would call your penis.
You know, it's funny, Andy's mom also keeps her toys named Woody and Buzz in her dresser drawer. Haha.
Oh boy!
The fight raged on for a century, many lives were claimed, but eventually the champion stood. The rest saw their better, Mr. Rogers in a bloodstained sweater.
I guess we should say, actually, for regular listeners to our podcast, hello to the two of you. We are releasing a series of podcasts specifically about the game UFO 50. They will be mini podcasts. I wouldn't say they're quite micro necessarily. Probably a bit longer than our Pocket Monster Manual episodes are. Catsman is doing the editing. Thanks for that, Catsman. And they should start coming out when we've recorded about half of the 50 games we're going to be talking about.
Yeah, we're close to the halfway point now. But that is my excuse as to why we haven't put out any podcasts recently.
Yeah, we have been recording a lot. We've just not been
recording a lot.
Editing.
No, we haven't.
We've just not been uploading.
Yes, we have.
No, we haven't.
We've recorded like 20 UFO podcasts, and they're 20 minutes each.
Yeah,
we've recorded
6
a lot.
months ago you did.
No. We're going to start doing them routinely now.
Surely.
Yeah. I know Brand's away this weekend, but he said after that he'd be available more consistently, which I know we've all said
next
before.
weekend we won't be able to because we'll be hanging out.
Well,
and then
that's the
week
weekend
after is November, where you said you're very busy.
No, I'm busy I'm not busy at the start of November. I'm busy on the 3rd weekend of November, which was when you'd earmarked for a regular podcast.
Next week we're free. It's the
Any
week after
podcast
we're
recording
hanging
is
out.
for this Saturday because we've gone months and months without recording anything at all. So I thought that's the ultimatum. I have to force you all to mark one day a month where you can.
Well, that day I couldn't mark because I booked it back in
How
April
convenient.
or whatever. Anyway.
And then obviously December, the 3rd weekend, is Christmas. So
oh yeah.
maybe we make it a New Year's resolution to mark the 3rd.
We'll do another one in January. I'm not doing anything in January. I'm planning on doing absolutely nothing in January.
He's going to be working on a lawyer guy in January. Winter of Crunch, let's go.
Look, I'll be crunching. It'll still be the summer of Crunch. But I'll be crunching on Lawyer Guy so that I can get it into the Infinite Review E3 special, which is a YouTube channel only marginally more popular than our own. If you're listening to this, I want you to imagine all of us like standing somewhere outside while the camera sort of like cranes away from us and shows the surrounding landscape. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
You didn't do an outro at all.
No.
We're doing. This was the outro.
You didn't say.
This
Thanks for
has
listening.
been
There you go.
lunchtime.org.uk, the podcast. Thank you for making this all worthwhile by listening to us.
Bye. See you, chump.
In case this is in the tag, we should explain that we went to Switzerland and we went to a mini golf course that was neutral on racism.
Okay.
Swiss people really like being neutral on things. I know it's a national stereotype, but it is true.
I have no strong feelings one way or the other.
Catsman want McSwiss.
McSwiss. Yeah.
We never found the
McSwiss.
McSwiss.
It doesn't exist.
It's a burger from McDonald's in Switzerland where you can it's either a burger that is full of holes or it's a burger that folds out into other smaller burgers.
No, you can the whole burger's on a hinge, and you can slide out each individual ingredient from the buns.
Ooh, yeah, that's better.
Be like, no gherkins on my McSwiss. Too bad. If you don't want them, just slide them out.
That's a thing with Switzerland, is they hide pickles in everything, and they never tell you if it's there. I don't mind a pickle,
good,
but I
love pickles.
Yeah, but a surprise pickle.
You want to know that there's a pickle, right?
I had a tuna
sandwich had a pickle in it.
It was a tuna roll, and there was just a. Not like those small little pickles. It was like a.
There's a massive pickle in it.
They sliced it lengthways, so it took up the whole of it. So there was not a bite where there was no pickle.
There was no escape.
That doesn't sound like something I'd want a pickle in, because a tuna sandwich is already quite a wet thing.
It was like crisp, or.
People always say that about tuna.
And the vinegar cuts through the fish.
Oh yeah, the pickle has the good culinary function. I agree with you.
I feel like we need one last thing to just end it, because it's been a very meandering podcast.
What if we talk about the TV that fell off the wall?
Let's do the TV that fell off the wall next time.
Okay. We're never going to do the TV that fell off the wall.
We're never going to do it next time.
We'll do it next time. We'll do that next time, Moogle. Don't worry. We'll put it on the itinerary for next time.